What if I told you that some of the most popular, most Instagrammable baby toys are doing almost nothing for your baby's development? And that some might even be getting in the way? Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm not a doctor. I'm a mom on a mission to read all the dense studies and parenting books so that you don't have to. Today, we're cutting through all that noise. I am going to share the 5 simple and often shockingly inexpensive toys that are scientifically proven to accelerate the most crucial skills your baby will build in their first 6 months. This is about working smarter, not spending more, to give them the very best start. So what does that best start actually look like in these first 6 months? It all comes down to helping them develop their fine motor skills. Now, that sounds technical, but it's actually very simple. Think of it like this. Your baby is a tiny little artist, and their hands are their first set of tools. Fine motor skills are simply the story of them learning to control those tools, going from clumsy, flailing movements to deliberate, purposeful actions. And that journey is most critical in these first 6 months. It's like building the foundation of a house. You don't see the fancy windows or the beautiful roof yet, but all the most important work is happening underground, setting the stage for everything that comes later. The entire goal, the whole race in these 6 months, is for them to be able to pick up a toy and play with it all by themselves by the end. But to get there, they have to master 3 distinct stages first. It's a simple, beautiful progression. First, they just learn to look and track an object with their eyes. Then, around 3 months, they develop the coordination to purposefully bat at that object. And finally, the big one, they learn to consciously open their hand and grasp it. So our 5 toys are specifically chosen to master each of those steps. First, let's build their ability to look and to bat. And to build that ability to look and to bat, it really only takes 2 simple tools for these first 3 months. This first phase, from 0 to 3 months, is all about laying the groundwork. It's the foundation upon which every other fine motor skill will be built. The single most important goal for this stage is for our baby to learn to purposefully reach out and hit a toy. Not grasp it yet, just make contact. And to do that, they need to develop 2 core skills first: visual skills and physical strength. Let's start with vision. Imagine seeing the world for the first time. It's not the clear, vibrant picture we see. It's more like a beautiful but very blurry, out-of-focus movie, mostly in shades of gray. A newborn can't see colors well yet, and their brain is working overtime just to make sense of shapes and light. This is where our first toy comes in: high-contrast cards. I know it sounds almost too simple, but these black and white images are magic for a developing brain. Because the contrast is so stark, it's like turning up the volume on a signal. The sharp edges of a black square on a white background send the strongest possible signal from their eyes to their brain, which helps their visual cortex develop. It's the neurological equivalent of weightlifting for their eyes. So, how do we use them? It's beautifully simple. You'll want to hold a card about 8 to 12 inches away from their face. There's a wonderful reason for this. It's roughly the distance to your face when you're holding or feeding them. It's a range they are biologically wired to focus on. Just hold it steady until you see them fixate on it. Then, you can move it very, very slowly from side to side or up and down. You're teaching their eyes how to track a moving object, a skill they'll need for everything. You can prop these cards up during tummy time or tape one to the wall next to the changing table. It turns a routine moment into a moment of powerful brain building. Once their vision is getting stronger, we introduce the second tool, the baby gym. Now, this is important. I'm not talking about the big plastic activity centers with a dozen dangling toys, flashing lights, and electronic music. For a newborn, that's not stimulating, it's overwhelming. It's like trying to have a quiet conversation in the middle of a carnival. Their brand new nervous system simply can't handle it, and they often just tune out. Instead, the ideal baby gym is incredibly simple. Think of a wooden A-frame or a soft mat with 2 arches and just a few loops to hang things from. This simplicity is its strength. It gives you, the parent, control. You can hang just 1 or maybe 2 toys. And in these early weeks, you can hang those very same high-contrast cards from the gym. Lying on their back under the gym, your baby will first just look at the card. But then, as their arm and core strength develops from wiggling and kicking, something amazing happens. They'll start to wave their arms around, and by chance, they'll hit the toy. They'll feel the contact, see the toy swing, and a connection is made in their brain. I did that. This is not a random movement anymore. This is the beginning of purpose. They are learning cause and effect, and they are learning to work against gravity to build the tiny muscles in their shoulders, arms, and hands. From looking at a card to batting at a toy hanging from a simple gym. By 3 months old, your baby has mastered the first 2 steps of our journey: look and bat. They've built the foundation, and now they're ready for the next big leap. And that leap, it's a big one, a really big one. So, if your baby is around 3 months old and is purposefully batting at the toys on their play gym, I want you to take a moment and just feel that sense of accomplishment. Congratulations! You've guided them through it. Your baby has officially graduated from phase 1 of their fine motor journey. But now comes the real challenge. We're moving from a random, reflexive swat to a purposeful, intentional grasp. This is one of the most significant neurological and physical upgrades of their entire first year. It's the difference between interacting with the world by accident and interacting with it on purpose. And to master this incredibly complex skill, we need to upgrade their tools. The next 3 toys I'm about to show you are my absolute secret weapons for this stage. They are specifically engineered to take your baby from just batting at an object to confidently holding, exploring, and playing with it. But before we get to them, I would absolutely love to know what worked for you. What were your baby's favorite toys during those first 3 tricky months? Please share your finds in the comments below. As parents, we learn so much from each other, and your experience is so valuable. It's so wonderful to see all the shared wisdom in the comments. That's what this is all about. As parents, we really are each other's best resource. Thank you all so much for sharing. Now for that next big leap we talked about. After mastering looking and batting, our babies are ready to tackle grasping, and this is where we can make a huge difference. Let's dive into the 3 secret weapons that will make up your baby's ultimate fine motor toolkit for the 3 to 6 month stage. The first essential toy is the single best baby shower gift I give to all my friends. It is the Oball. Now, I know what happens. We go online, we see these beautiful, handcrafted, thick wooden toys. They look gorgeous in the nursery. We buy them, and then we watch as our baby fumbles, tries to get their little hand around it, and then drops it, frustrated. Here's the thing, a 3-month-old's grasp is still reflexive and weak. They can't yet purposefully open their hand wide enough to hold on to something thick. But the Oball, it's like it was scientifically designed to solve this exact problem. Its genius is in its holes. A baby doesn't even need a fully developed grasp. They can just clench their fist and accidentally catch a piece of it. It's success on the easiest setting possible, and it's so incredibly lightweight. We all know that phase where they are just learning to control their arms and they inevitably bonk themselves in the face with a toy. When it's the Oball, they don't even flinch. It doesn't hurt. This tiny detail gives them the confidence to keep exploring, to keep bringing that toy up to their face and, crucially, to their mouth, which is how they learn about the world. It's the perfect first toy. Next up, as their grasp gets a little stronger, is toy number 4, a soft cylindrical rattle. The shape here is key. Around 4 months old, babies are using what's called a palmar grasp. Think about when they wrap their entire hand around your finger, that tight little fist. A cylindrical rattle fits perfectly into that exact shape. The soft material means that as they squeeze, it gives a little, molding to their hand. A hard, rigid plastic toy doesn't do that. It forces their hand into one position, but a soft rattle adapts to them. It works with their developing muscles, not against them. It's this gentle feedback that teaches them how to hold on with purpose. And finally, the third piece of our toolkit, and one of my absolute favorites, the fabric book. This isn't just a toy, it's their very first library. It's where a love for stories and reading begins. For fine motor skills, it's a powerhouse. It's lightweight enough for them to hold themselves, and the soft, flexible pages are the perfect dress rehearsal for turning real paper pages later on. You're literally building the foundational skills for reading, one soft page at a time. Many have different textures, crinkly sounds, or little ribbons, adding a rich sensory experience. But the most important reason for fabric books at this age is simple. They are indestructible. I think every parent has made the mistake of giving a curious 5-month-old a beautiful board book, only to turn around and find a soggy, shredded mess of cardboard. Their primary way of exploring is mouthing, and paper or board just can't survive the onslaught. A fabric book can be chewed on, drooled on, and then thrown straight into the washing machine, ready for the next day's reading session. It respects their developmental stage instead of fighting it. So there you have it, the Oball, a soft rattle, and a fabric book. That's it. That's the entire toolkit you need to help your baby master the incredibly complex skill of grasping and interacting with the world. Notice a theme? They're all simple, they're all lightweight, and they are all perfectly matched to your baby's growing abilities. And I have to confess, out of all the toys we've talked about, the Oball holds a special place in my heart. My husband always laughs because, without fail, it's the gift I bring to every single friend's baby shower. It's not flashy, it's not expensive, but I have seen it work like magic over and over again, because the real gift isn't the ball itself, it's that moment, that flicker of pure concentration in their eyes, and then success. The first time their tiny hand closes around a toy all on their own, that's the magic. That's the real gift. That's the magic. That's the real gift. And it all comes down to those 5 simple, powerful tools. It's about remembering that core principle: match the toy to their developmental stage, not the marketing hype. Giving them exactly what their brain and body are ready for, right when they need it. But now that you know which 5 toys to get, it is absolutely critical to know which ones to avoid. In my very next video, I'm revealing the 4 common baby toys that give you 0 developmental benefits and may even cause delays when they're overused. It's a controversial one, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss it. Videos like that can sometimes get flagged, and I want to make sure you see it. Thanks for being here with me today.